In this video, we are going to go through the activation of the new TECA heat loss calculator, and we're also going to do a brief overview. So after you download the file from the TECA website, this is the first thing you might run into. You'll open up the worksheet and you're going to see, you won't see all these tabs down here, this is just the one I have open. If you click Enable Editing, then you're going to see this, Security Risk, and it tells you that Microsoft has blocked this file. So you won't be able to use it. So you can close out of it. You can click Save or don't save, it actually doesn't matter. Right click on the file and click Show More Options. That's if you're in Windows 11. If you're in Windows 10, you're actually just going to see this menu right away and click Properties. At the very bottom of the General tab, click on Unblock and then click OK. Now, when you go into it, you're going to see this. Macros have been disabled, but we do want to enable macros. That's how this calculator works. So click Enable Content, and then you'll be able to use it now. So that was just a scrap file I had to show you that. Right when you download the file from the TECA website, this is what you're going to see, right? The welcome page. And just like I showed before, if we click Enable Content, now we can actually use it. So down here, it's important to enter the information exactly as you want it to show up. I have entered an activation code here, it's just hidden. And if I click Activate, it reminds you the company name and information, this is going to show up on your report, so make sure those are exactly how you want them. Click Yes, and now we're into the calculator. So, right when you open the calculator, you're going to see all of these comment bubbles open. This is guidance just showing you how the flow of the calculator works. Once you click and hide them, they're going to stay hidden. And yeah, if you ever need to see them again, you can just click them and it'll show. So, as a quick overview, this is the calculator, right? It's an Excel file. This is what's called a workbook. It's just like any other Excel file you would save, except it's got a lot of fancy features. It's also a .xlm file, which is a different file type. That means macro enabled, and that's why we had to enable the content at the beginning there. But in general, it's just an Excel workbook. This is the workbook, and these are tabs, which are the worksheets. So if I go to Help, this is the Help worksheet. So you'll see that terminology. It's important to just be familiar with what that is. There are 7 different worksheets here, and I'll do a very quick run through them all. But first I want to show you how you can get like in-app guidance, right? Like in this calculator, we provide a little bit of guidance. There's no separate user manual now. So like I said, the first thing you're going to notice is these yellow comment bubbles. So as you go through on your first time, just take a read through, make sure you understand them, and then click to hide, and like I say, they will stay hidden. These yellow comment bubbles are very good on your first run through. They answer most questions, especially when you get to the dimensions one. It tells you exactly how this whole form works. So I click that. Decimal places, it shows you how the decimal places are displayed. Just for example. Okay, so the building information worksheet, or tab, this is the information of the building that's not really dimensional, right? So this is the calculations performed by the user information. There's the project information, the address, the weather data, project information. We do a general building volume and area calculation right here. This is for the overall building. Air tightness, infiltration, ventilation. We have libraries here, so you can save different building construction elements like walls and ceilings, and down here windows and doors, skylights. You can save types, and then you refer to them later in the dimensions sheet, just like in the previous calculator. Foundations at the bottom. So it's set up very similar to how the first one was, the last version. And we'll go through this in more detail in the specific video on building information. Room dimensions, exactly how it sounds. You name the room and you enter in all the dimensions. It's very similar to the previous calculator. except in the previous calculator we only had the possibility for 4 different directions. Now we have the possibility for 8. Again, we'll go into this in more detail in the specific video that goes through room dimensions. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. So like before, all of this is the information for one room. Once you're done this room, you can navigate to other rooms by using these buttons up here. Right? Then you have tools down below. These aren't specific to the room necessarily. They're tools that you can use to then make inputs to the room after that. That's all we'll show here for now. If you want to see more, go to the video titled Room Dimensions. The results page, very similar to before. We've got the TECA logo up on top and the HVAC Designers of Canada. This is the verification that this software has been audited and recognized by HVAC Designers of Canada as CSA compliant. Again, there's a diagnostics button. You can see where the errors you're getting are coming from. We allow you to import images now, and you can put the images here. One can be your stamp or company information, and then the next one can be like a photo of the front of the house, for example, or a photo of the drawings that just, help you recognize which project it is. And again, similar to before, this will list all of the building elements that you've defined. They're all just blank right now. And then, yeah, all these numbers are obviously not generating anything because we haven't made any inputs yet. There's a summary, heat loss, and heat gain just for the building and for the rooms. And then there's a breakdown with all the components just like before. More information we'll show on the results and airflow video. Airflow, very similar to the results, except we have some inputs on the airflow page. These 6 inputs are all you need, and that will generate numbers for this whole airflow sheet. It shows the room, it shows the heat loss and the sensible heat gain, and then the airflow required and the required airflow amount based on the maximum value. Again, more information on this in the specific video. Scrap, it's exactly what it sounds like. Do whatever you want with this sheet. Type formulas, type in things you want to remember. You can drag in pictures even of tables from building codes or step code metrics. Anything you want can just get pasted in here. It's just a big sheet for you to do whatever you want with. The import tab, we'll have a specific video that shows this, but for now I'll just tell you this is just text data you can input into any of these, and then you can send this data to the room. So this is just kind of a faster way to capture data. There are some PDF softwares too if you're using things like Bluebeam or Adobe, where you can export comma separated value files like text data files and import the text in here. Then you've got the help page. If you ever run into problems, this is the first thing you should look at. General notes for using the calculator are right here. It's kind of what we went through already. And then troubleshooting if you have any problems. They're numbered and shown here. So that is the first video. The next video we will show is the building information. We're going to go through this in more detail.